I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is September 8th, Monday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. Just trying to recap here. What we were doing is we broke out through this area right here. As you can see, we're using that gap as a resistance and then fanning back up, rushing for that high, okay, of August 28th right there. You see that? Obviously. Then when we pulled in on Friday, we pulled back in to under 40% of the weekly range, which is obviously from this low to this high down into there. You can see it on the community post tab that I took the trade down in. And then you can see it hitting that gap beautifully. Just breakout levels right here. Common price action. You can see the expansion here. We get a little consolidation, and then we dip, and then we buy up. So it's kind of like a fake pump and then dump, but I look at this as just as a new high, it's just an expansion, and then retracing back for wiping out breakout levels and all that. Nothing complicating. From here on Friday, we do bounce back up almost to a mean reversion here. We're getting back to that daily gap from Friday, and then we just push up for this week, right? And we push up, and we don't take out that high on purpose, and this is what they do. And then you can see we had a consolidation here. It's a 1 hour consolidation here, and then we expand up, and then we push back for a retracement at least. And this is where we're sitting. So it's not that pretty, but we do got CPI at the end of the week, and then this. Again, very cautious for until the second week. Generally speaking, you want to wait for those first 2 weeks in September to kind of play out. The market gets kind of back to good, but going into a smaller time frame, you'll see that Asia pushed up here, retraced. All right, pushing back here, retracement. Little consolidation, no raid for us. That was the issue with Nasdaq. No raid here. We have opening range gap here, and you can see the price action here. These two down candles right here, which is going to be this 822 and 823. You'll see that it's aligned exactly with the midnight level. You have an imbalance, perfect area, pushing up. So basically, this is 9:30. They raid, and you might think, okay, it raids, going to come back in, and sure enough, that's not what we got. We would like that, but if it doesn't do that, this is the point of the conversation, is that it's exceedingly bullish at the moment because they're not coming back in here. And this isn't a discount, so I'm not interested in buying that, but we do get order flow, right? And then we get a push up here. Well, I got these last retracement from here to here. You can see it. When we rated and pushed back in, it did dip in, take out these guys right here, but left all that easy liquidity. But measuring that range up 101.5, 2 to 2.5 here, and ultimately that previous week's high, which is Friday. Obviously, a lot of confluence in there. I did a measurement with this little swing right here. These last two down 15-minute, these last 15-minute candles right here, and then aligned exactly with the previous week's high, which is Friday, and then also the 2 standard deviation. They cut it on purpose, and this is no news Monday, so you do have a high chance of manipulation and high resistance, meaning coming back into the ranges. Also, maybe a sell model in this case because of the fact that we did take out the Asia low here. Because of that, okay, it's fine, it's bullish, we can keep buying. So consolidation and then expansion. So let me get back to the 1 minute. Get the expansion here. In the expansion on the 1 minute, you can see this higher high, higher low. Higher high, and then retraces for a higher low, taking out internal liquidity, getting back to that first imbalance. Last down candle, you can see the last down candle here bouncing on that with the gap as well. That's so key in this push up. And then pretty much 1, 2, 3 drives in a sense, and then London decides to retrace it back, right? So they don't give you the goal of hitting that new high. Why is that? Well, because we did have a lot of nice buying here, and a lot of liquidity to the downside is inefficient. So in their program, so basically, you can see X marks the spot there, and then pushing up here, Okay, now London close, and then it's just retracing, and then lunch is just hunting the rest of the liquidity. What? Sweeping that 930 on purpose because of the fact that it wasn't hard to buy this if you bought it, right? But this has induced easy buying as well. And then coming back to that gap right there, right? This gap. There's two gaps right there, right? There's two gaps right there. And then boom, hitting it right there. Retracing. So in a sense, this is an expansion, and then you want to see a retracement, and then obviously not this deep. But in a sell model, it doesn't have to take out these lows. See these guys right here? I'm sure, but this is a nice breakout area. So it's Monday and it's still early in the week. There's a lot that can happen here. So that's hence the conversation. But coming here and sweeping that last swing high right here, and then just consolidating now this way. And you would think this is a shift. It's not. I mean, this to show you it's like fucking stay away. It's like were there nice moves? Sure, but I mean, it's just not high probability. Let's get into this real quick. So you had a little they grabbed that liquidity here at 820 or whatever, right? And then it was just consistently pushing up. So we had lower lows here with S&P and Dow. We had higher lows here, and then what was the I'm sorry, it did not take it out. That's the point of this draw. It did not take it out. It was a higher low here, and then you had lower lows here, right? So that was the purpose. So two forms of confirmation of pushing up here, and then when we had a lower high here with Dow, and just stalling, and anyone holding the bag that's trying to get to that new high. I mean, that's pretty much it. Dollar is also coming down. Looks super ugly. And in a sense is why we're still in a sense bullish. Obviously, I'm still bullish. And then the seasonal data, the 15 year is kind of panning out for this next push up in between the 9th and 10th. So those first 10 days up and down, I made some drawings some days ago or whatever, but it's still bullish in my opinion. Does it look good to sell here? Yeah, but I just don't think it's still done on the top side. So Dow would have to hold here if it's going to sell off, all right, and make a new low. If it's bearish, bullish, I just would expect these higher lows to be protected right here. So I just break right through. I mean, look at that fucking look at that shit right there, dude. How dirty is that? I expect them to exceed that, and then nice dump, pump. Nice shakeout though. Again, very, very, very dirty price action. And then S&P, same story with Dow. It had to, that had to be a protected high, and then fucking come down like some leg like this if we're bearish. In a sense, I'm neutral, but I'm still bullish. But I would expect this to hold and push right on through. And okay. I mean, there's not much to say there. And look at this fucking ugly shit. Look at this. How ugly that is, man. That's bogus. So I ain't even gonna discuss S&P. We do have inefficiency here. Let's see here. Come on, bro. We only have one-sided delivery, I believe. No. Let me look at this. Well, we only have a bullish candle up here. I don't think the bottom size. I think it's a speaker. We did have a speaker, obviously, but is it gonna come into like this right here? See this? So you have the high, low. This is that up top, and then down here you have the breakout level, right? You have the breakout level, and inefficiency and liquidity, and then a nice little speaker there while we consolidate for CPI. So, I mean, honestly, not favorable whatsoever, but this was a beautiful sell down after rating that liquidity, breakout area, higher low, nice squeeze, retracement. Now you're looking for expansion. We got an expansion and a retracement. So, And then with Nvidia just playing around, looking super bearish. Again, we did move a lot. No, we did move a lot. So, whatever. But that right there was a nice signal. And then look at this, just rolling over. Um, so also, you can see the projection that I got right here, -2 to 2.5. We were in there, and that's also the purpose of us falling back in. So from external liquidity to internal, and then from internal here to eventually go to external, obvious in general speaking. I did this little measurement here, you can see, and then the 1 on 1.5 is also, but we just went inside that gap real quick. What else? To be honest with you, I'm going to just give the options. It's not really many, but if we're bullish, I would just expect it to go up. Let me look at the seasonal data real quick. This right here is supposed to be that low, and then now we're supposed to flow in through the 9th and 10th. So, again, still bullish. I want to make videos short. Otherwise, I'm just tired of doing them. So let me see if I can do it, but there's a lot to talk about here. Again, I would like to see it just flow right through to all-time highs. Ain't no question. All the way to the last 10 days, which would be the 20th type of thing. Man, it's kind of hard to fit all this on the screen now. Pop up, and then after the 20th, we retrace back in. So I'm expecting still bullish price action here. All right, and then let's see here. You can see it's 3.5 to 4 right there. All-time highs to the left. And then last 10 days just kind of float on down. So that's option one if we're bullish. And we're bullish. There's no question that we're not bullish. But okay, what are you doing, bro? Does it want to come back in here? Is the key. Does it want to come down? All right, get into that area I just talked about, and then push up. That's really all I got for the bullish. And then if I was to even draw something bearish, it would have to be the 5-year, and it would be like we're not visiting this area, until long time, till November. But if we were to be like super bearish and everybody's freaking out, it doesn't go any higher than this. Like it's over with. Like, well, it could go higher than this, but it's like it's gonna come on, bro. Seriously, I'm trying to fit all this, dude. You can't even do it. Doesn't want to take out that previous week's high and then fall back in and say, let's just say we get some of these guys. See these guys right here? Like one of these guys right here. All right. So for example, if it doesn't just sell off from here and we just really come down, for real. All right. Then it's going to pop up again into here, maybe, for like one of these guys right here. See this guy right here? Some dirty shit. So, and that's also what I meant by in the community post on Friday, was that when we popped up here on Friday, notice how this bullish inversion that created liquidity as lower highs, these guys, that guy right there specifically is what they were looking for right there. And then they got real close to this, but they didn't take that guy out. But nice liquidity on the left side. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else. So I gave you the bearish scenario, right? If it fell from here or if it popped up here. So again, not favorable. But I'm not going to make things a little too difficult right now. I'm going to keep it simple with, either coming into here or just pushing up from here for a leg up, as we're in a leg up now, in a sense, right? So super exhausted today, and as I always am on Mondays. What else? Am I missing something? Did I make it short? Not a lot of people watching. Either I don't know, whatever issue is, I mean, but if they don't care to watch, I don't care to make the videos, man. You know what I'm saying? For all 15 of you, and I appreciate them. But I mean, it just kind of like defeats the purpose in me doing this in a sense. But we'll see what I do moving forward. But look at the exhaustion here. Look at the wicks here. This shows a lot of bullishness as well. You can see little bodies inside that, and that's that same bullish daily imbalance. But you can see as as we're getting higher here, even though I still think these are gaps and they'll reference it. I just don't think it'll be happening now. It'll probably happen in the end of September when we do that big sell-off in the last 10 days, 12 days, maybe 15, but somewhere in that window. 12 is a good number, which would mean like the 18th to the 22nd or something. I don't know, whatever. But the point is, if you have seasonal data, you understand what I'm saying. But that's when they'll maybe revisit this liquidity here. But as of now, it's just still bullish. Very. And then look at Friday's candle, how we came in and we sealed that. Remember that I talked about that? So that's an exceeding sign of bullishness as well. So what else? All right, sweeping that, also that all-time high from July 31st before we made all-time highs here. When we sold down, and that's why I still have it on the chart, you'll see that we're also coming up and sweeping that, right? We're sweeping that because they make decisions off of that. I'm just gonna leave it to the side for now, but I just wanted to mention that. We're gonna want to come above these candles here and bounce if we're bullish. And notice how we tapped into this last down candle as well here on Friday. And then Monday just opening straight up, which is nice. This is cool. I don't want to see it come in here. I would just like to see it push up from here. But with this, we'll see what they do with this liquidity here and this here. And by the way, this was also really nice. You had the retracement down, and then from here you want to see an expansion. This is a retrace. Had a nice little consolidation, and then they dipped in. This is a bullish imbalance right here and an inversion right there. Balanced price range. And then, by the way, you can see that. You can see I got a -2, 2.5 here on just the bodies on the 15-minute. Two different measurements from that 1 minute or from that 1 hour. That's the entire little swing. This is a different measurement, by the way. So if you're wondering that, I don't know. But yeah, coming in here, sitting on that gap. Balanced price range, look at the inversion, bought. So expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement, consolidation, no raid. I would only want to take this buy on a raid, and there wasn't a raid here. But they pushed it up. Most likely will turn into a sell model and come back for it. But I feel like I'm being a dead horse. Look at the 930 is the same level as the 50% of Friday's opening range gap. So, and again, in general, you would like to see this hold, but who knows what Asia London's going to do? And there's so much time in the month. But hope I'm not beating a dead horse. And then I got this measurement here with this little swing here, little break here, and you can see we come to 2 to 2.5 right here. And just sweeping these guys at the last second who are buying, and that made sense. And here's your first imbalance of the week. So as you can see, when we come on this side here, even with this, they came in, failed, and it was used as a resistance. That's what you want to see on the right side of the curve if you're selling. And sure enough, you can see that working nicely. And then over here, taking off from 50% right there. You got the macro that kicks in at 250, and boom, it's already coming down. Hunting that guy right there, and that's about it. Again, I would just keep it simple. Like to see it expand up here, but this is in question. You guys take care. God bless.